wabarakatuh. Hello guys, introduce myself. Hi, my name is Rahmatiya Abdjul. You can call me Tia. My name 4414200011 and I am class A and study program chemistry education. Title Synthesis of urea hydrogen peroxide. Objective: student can study synthesis of urea peroxide crystal qualitative analysis. Literature review: crystal is the organ of atom organic in the dimensional space. The regulator of the argument occurs because it must portend the geometric conditions. The profession of the binding of atoms and the argument of the meeting. Although it is not easy to express how the atoms are arranged in a solid, but there are things that could be an important factor determining the formation of polyhedral condensation argument of atoms. Ideally, the most type argument is polycoordination that allows the energy path under volume at a minimum. The process of forming a crystal structure known as crystallization. Although the coring process often produces a crystal material under crystal. Crystals, the liquid can present in non-crystalline form. Many cases occur to coring to core so that the atom cannot reach its lighter state, a non-crystal. Material can be called amorphous or glass material, although such material is meant as referred to as an amorphous solid. Although there are distinct differences between solid and glass, the formation process does not release heat melting glass tips. For this reason, many systems contain glass material as liquid, not solid. Tools and material. And this is my picture. Tools kategori 1 and tools material kategori 2. And then balance analysis and tools material, specific material, hydrogen peroxide, manganese dioxide, potassium permanganate, sulfur acid, and general aqueous and filter paper. Experimental work scheme. Synthesis urea hydrogen peroxide. Start with the solid urea and put in beaker. Measure a 50 ml H2O3, 13% solution and put into 100 ml RMR. Put the H2O sample solution that has been measured gradually into a RMR contain urea solid dissolved. 3. Heating an almarine that been filtered with a mixture of H2O2 and urea in a water bath. And 4. Heating a mixture of H2O2 and concentrated urea with its reactant in a petri dish spreadsheet and beaker filled with 410 ml of tap water. Weighing obtain nude crystal. And then 1,0468 grams and finish. Experiment work scheme qualitative analysis. 1. Star 1 weigh 0,1 grams of the synthetic crystal. 2. Put in a test tube and dissolve it with 3 ml of water. 3. Add the MnO2 salt to the test tube and observe the O2 gas bubbles that are formed. The solution turns black and a little bubble formed and finish. Observer rest, no treatment observation, and then the picture. Observation result qualitative analysis. This is my picture. And you, look, this is picture. Calculating, and in the picture, this is, and you to look picture 1. Discussion. Urea hydrogen peroxide is compound that is odorless and non-toxic. Urea hydrogen peroxide solution is very easy and quick breakdown in a part-time contact with salt. Urea hydrogen peroxide has active hydrogen equal to 3.5% hydrogen peroxide. Urea itself is easy to move freely. Urea hydrogen peroxide is a solid composite of urea and hydrogen peroxide. This compound is a white solid crystal that dissolves water, often called carbonate peroxide in the field of density, which is used as a variant of hydrogen peroxide. Different urea hydrogen peroxide is substances that are dissolved in water, others integrate in a crystal. As for the structure of the urea hydrogen peroxide is picture 1, structure urea hydrogen peroxide compounds. Urea is an organic compound composed of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen with formula CO and 2 half 4 or NH2 2CO. Hydrogen peroxide is a combination of hydrogen and oxygen with the chemical formula H2O2. In high concentration, it can become a star and even toxic. In air concentration, such as the kind that is worn in the home, is widely used as deterrent and antiseptic. In this experiment, namely the synthesis of urea hydrogen peroxide by reacting urea and hydrogen peroxide. As for the stain to synthesize UHP by crystal ferment UHP and provide the crystal ferment RUHP to see presence of hydrogen peroxide as qualitative test. 1. Synthesis of urea hydrogen peroxide. The synthesis of urea hydrogen peroxide is carried out using 3.4 ml of hydrogen peroxide, which is reacted with 1.2 grams of urea solid. The mixture inside the layer is heated in a water bath until the solution turns clear. The purpose of heating is to insert the components in the solution so as to oscillate in the reaction between hydrogen peroxide and the solid of urea. Thus forming a formula solution, the solution is transferred in the watch glass with very heating with a low temperature. It tries to acquire the solvent of power process to accelerate the formation of UHP crystal. So, UHP crystal are formed which are in the form of nil crystal. The UHP crystal produced are 1.0468 grams. While the UHP formula reaction is, this is my picture, UHP crystal high advance over H2O2, where at the H2O2 crystal has oxide properties similar to urea and UHP. UHP is more stable than H2O2. This is because in UHP compounds, there are hydrogen bonds in the presence of bonds. This hydrogen causes the binding energy of each atom in the UHP to inscribe, which makes UHP compound type, while the atom H2O2 is not present. Hydrogen bonds, so that bonds between atoms in becomes H2O2 are weaker, and H2O compounds are easily decomposed in H2O and O2. Qualitative analysis. Qualitative testing is a test that aims to test existence of an element in a sample or presence or absence of Compared example, in the qualitative test, the synthetic crystals were compressed, dissolved into 5 ml of water. This is because urea compost and H2O2 compost dissolved in water and hydrogen bonds will occur when the addition of MnO2 and gas bubble formed in the test tube. This can be seen the presence of gas water on the test tube wall and the presence of gas contained in the solution. The purpose of adding MnO2 is to caution the composition of H2O2 and then O2 so that O2 gas is formed. In the test tube, the solution turns black and there is an O2 gas bar. The reactions that occur are: this is a picture per PowerPoint mining. Conclusion: from the urea hydrogen peroxide synthesis experiment, the crystal mass of UHP is 1,0468 grams. In the qualitative analysis, the ratio of time where the solution is black and bubbles of O2 gas are formed and percent UHP synthesis from the experiment is 5-10-8%. Thank you for watching and then our material. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.